one.
All right, so our group, topic of our group is the Lamberton Creek thermal pollution. This is Dmarco, Emily, Maria, and my name is Michael.
So, the core behind all of our research and presentation that we put together is our driving question, which is, do impervious surfaces affect thermal pollution? So first, to get started, we researched some cause and effects of thermal pollution. And some major causes that we came up with are industries, and so that would be like big businesses that just, instead of like following regulations, would just dump it into the water because that's cheap and easy. And also impervious surfaces, which would be like parking lots, and like after it rains, all of it drains into our Grand River, which goes into Lake Michigan. And now, Dmarco.
Alright, I'm going to talk about some effects of thermal pollution, and one main effect that I'm going to talk about is the increase in toxins. All the constant flow of high temperature discharge that's coming from the industry and stuff is bringing out chemicals and radiation. And all of this is flowing into the streams and rivers and lakes that are nearby, and it's messing with the ecology. And this is like making them more suspect to get like diseases and viruses and stuff, and it's killing off all the amphibians, insects, and fish that's inside of the water.
So our driving question was, how can we reduce thermal pollution near us? And as we did more research, we found green infrastructures that would help us reduce thermal pollution near us, which is in Lamberton Creek, which is just right down the road from our school. Our first idea was trails, because in Knapp's Corner there's a lot of sidewalks and a lot of parking lots, things like that have a lot of cement. This causes a lot of runoff water to heat up, and then when it goes into Lamberton Creek, it's a lot hotter than the creek should be. So if we build trails, which are flat stones that would have grass in between them, so then when runoff water would go onto that path, it would seep into the grass, so the grass would filter out and make the water the right temperature, take all the dirt and stuff back into the ground. Our second idea was curb planters, which are just more plants and stuff in curbs. So it's like a small garden where you normally see a lot of grass and just trees. Well, if you add more plants to them, it helps more to reduce more runoff water into the creek. So again, it would make the water the right temperature when it goes back into Lamberton Creek.
Okay, so another idea we came up with were parks. And so like growing up, I always went to the park, and one of my favorite parks is Riverside Park, and I think we all know what that is. And it has a lot of green, and so that's kind of like what we were envisioning to put over at Knapp's Corner, because there are a lot of trails, and we would do Maria's idea of the stone path with like the grass in between. And they would offer a lot of place to have grass, which would allow for water to seep through, which would increase groundwater recharge, which is important, and it's not something you get when you have a lot of concrete, because the water can't go beneath, it goes directly to the Grand River. And so, and also, parks also have a lot of trees, and trees can always benefit us. And on top of all of this, it can also help reduce stormwater management costs, because instead of going right into the drainage systems, it will go through to groundwater recharge, and all the plants will absorb it, which also goes into flood management, so that all the like drain thingies don't flood, which will help reduce the cost, and so you can spend money elsewhere.
Another idea we have were rain gardens. A rain garden is a planted hole that takes up rainwater runoff and it absorbs it. And this is like a real good thing to have around because if these weren't, all the pavement and cement will have to do the work naturally. And when that happens, it absorbs the water, but it doesn't take all of it in, so a lot of water is still there. And then when it does happen, it causes erosion. So when it erodes and it rains again, all that water is just getting polluted still. So it's good to have these around to help with the absorbing process. And then also with these, what comes into play, you can take the water and like water your plants with it and stuff, so it comes in good use. So it's not just like something that's there to help. It helps it with in many different ways.
All right, so we did the Naps Corner redesign, and so the start of the design, I wanted to show you what Naps Corner looks like now. What this looks like now is it has a lot of impermeable pavement, and all this rain is draining off into the drains, going right into the sewers, and going everywhere, out into the streams, going into runoff and everything else. So our idea is we decided to take, in the middle of the east belt line, there was a lot of grass, and all that's running down, because a lot of its slope is running down to the street again. So we decided to make them into curb planters, and this will allow all the runoff from the east belt line to come right into the curb planters and drain out that way. For the main area here, we decided to put a park right in the back where there already is a lake. This already has what we believe is a park back there, but we decided to take that further and do the design ourselves. So we decided to follow the path idea with Maria's stone paths, and this goes all the way around the lake, and this will allow the water that collects on that to drain off in the cracks and off the side, which is covered with grass, and that grass will filter off any material that's dropped on it, soda, oil, anything else that was dangerous, so liquor, anything else that fall out of a garbage bag, which is very helpful. So here's the entrance of the park to show you a little bit more of an idea of what we have to point out a little bit more of the details. So the entrance would be made out of either recycled lumber or trees that have been fell on the park, so it would be very recycled. And then the path itself, here's a stone path, you can see a little bit more of the detail that we put into it, that the water would drain off to the side. And then we wanted to also include a lot of vegetation to allow the rain to drain off that. So in conclusion, we decided to do the park because that would be the best impact that we can get out of the community to help out along with green infrastructure that we explained, such as curb planters and rain gardens. And we thought this would be more impactful than anything else we could have done because a park could bring a lot of community together, also allow a space for people to go. So thank you for being here and watching.